aspects of the departing soul would eventually journey back to the yin-yang essence of the universe, which is the sun and the moon. The sun and moon, you can see the Han banner. This is an early Han banner. And combining these three funerary banners, it really helps to understand this. So this helps us to understand that the yin-yang aspects of the departing soul would eventually journey back to the yin and yang. And then during this time, they use phoenix and dragon to symbolize the yin and yang. And this is directly related to our show. This one we could not borrow, but I think it's a very nice depiction. This is a brick used in the dragon, one dragon panel, one phoenix dragon, both were excavated from the site of the ruined Qin Palace in Xianyang. And these type of bricks were used to pave the stairs and the floors of the imperial buildings. And the dragon panel, you can see a dragon incised design of a dragon amidst clouds next to a jade disc, a circular, like a donut-shaped jade bee. We call it, it's a ritual jade called the bee. And the bee is a symbol of heaven. And then the phoenix tile is really damaged. But I use this to illustrate that the pairing of the dragon and phoenix were used in the late Zhou to symbolize yin and yang aspects of the yin-yang cosmology, since the design of the Qin Palace in Xianyang were based on they were built based on the concept of modeling after heaven. And therefore, the two celestial animals flanking the bee, which is symbol of heaven, really shows refers to the relationship between heaven and the ruler. In China, ruler is called the son of heaven. So another point I want to make related to the yin-yang cosmology is this tile. And this, based on this yin-yang and five faces cosmology, ancient dynasties often adopt a representing virtue. For example, the Xia dynasty, before the Shang, they adopt the virtue of the wood, and then Shang dynasty, virtue of gold, the metal, and Zhou dynasty, the virtue of fire. And the Qin emperor, the first emperor, believed that the Qin possessed the virtue of water because Qin overcome or conquered Zhou rule. Zhou rule virtue is fire, so water conquered fire, which demonstrated this. So maybe that's why there are so many roof tile ends with water design found among palace ruins. And I want to use these two as example. You can see these are all depicting water. And of all the designs of tile ends found in the Qin sites, I think the tile with the water or wave design is probably the most distinctive Qin creation. The craftsman really successfully captured the beauty and the eternal rhythm of water or waves using only simple curvilinear patterns. And I hope my talk gives you a new perspective when you look at the objects depicting animal or nature. Thank you.
If you're able to stay for question and answer, Li Jin and Hao Mei would be happy to take questions. I do have a microphone that I'll walk throughout the audience so that they can hear your question and everyone else can. So I see a question here. Fred, can I have my mic on?
How many years have you both been studying China history and the Terracotta Army?
Well, yeah, first we started in school. And in college, and for myself, for master's degree, and also for when I started to work in the museum, when we work on exhibitions, we started several years, to prepare for the exhibition. But particularly for this show, it took 2.5 years for me.
Well, when we were in school, we studied the Qin Emperor, of course, the first Chinese unified dynasty. But until the discovery of the tomb, that of course stimulated us to study deeper and more. Is that answer your question? Mm-hmm. Good, thank you. Oh, sorry.
Were the soldiers modeled after real soldiers, or did the artisans just make up people based on how people looked?
Okay, this is okay for you. Go ahead.
We believe that the Terracotta Army soldiers was modeled after the maybe Qin's soldiers. To making this, the head were made from several molds, and the details were carved. And so you see almost there is no single face is the same.
Yeah, sometimes we notice this person is from the north and that one's from the south. So, well, anyway, they are not totally from, because they do have molds made, but they make the details later. So there may be several categories at least.
Also, if now, I remember early on when I first traveled to Xi'an in the 1990s, we look at their local people and then feel they look so much like the Terracotta Army.
Were there any female figures on Earth?
No,
No.
no.
As a soldier, no. No, any.
No. As far as I know, no.
No, right.
We have one more question right here.
We have a here.
你们为什么喜欢兵马俑？
Sorry,
你们为什么喜欢兵马俑？
Why? Her question is why you like a Terracotta Army. Is this right? She speaks in Chinese. I think we just, do you mean why, right?
Yes.
As, when the museum decided to work on the exhibition, organize a show of a Terracotta Army, so we have to study it. And also Terracotta Army, this show has been traveled to many places and cities. But since the excavation continued, even today, 3 pieces, 2 of them still archaeologists working on this. So they always bring new excavation report, new discoveries. All this encourage scholars, curators, art historians to study these materials. I think.
How did you know that those vessels held wine and not water
Oh,
or milk?
酒气. Yeah, I think, the ancient Chinese bronze, and they have a set of wine vessels for offering the ancestral spirit when they do sacrificial rites. So they kept certain forms, like certain shapes, types, And then you can identify which one is used for drinking wine or storing wine or pouring. They are very rigid categories for this.